Hey friends, welcome back. In our last episode, Jay and Adam, guided by open hearts and unshakable determination, finally reunited with Huyen and her little daughter Maya. With the heartfelt support of Tieu Huyen and Adam, today's story picks up where we left off, with warmth, hope, and the quiet power of love. This episode continues the journey of Jay and Huyen, a journey filled with kindness, smiles, and emotional moments that are sure to touch your heart. If you're enjoying this story, don't forget to hit subscribe and ring the bell so you won't miss what's coming next. Your support means the world to me and helps me keep creating meaningful videos like this one. If this episode resonates with you, give it a like and share it with someone you care about. It's a simple way to spread joy and connection. Now let's dive into today's beautiful chapter together. Grab a cozy drink and let's begin. It was a peaceful summer morning. The golden rays of sunlight gently filtered through the branches as the sound of cicadas echoed across the warm air. Tieu Huyen had been up since dawn, sitting quietly by the fire, her eyes soft and calm as she watched Jess sleep. The early light touched his face, casting a warm glow that made the moment feel almost magical. As Jay slowly woke up, he walked over and sat beside her. With a gentle smile, he began telling old stories from the past. "How did you meet?" Tieu Huyen asked softly, her eyes filled with quiet concern and just a hint of sadness. Jay paused, his expression growing thoughtful. Then with a heavy voice, he replied, "She was running away. She told me her husband was trying to sell her." His words carried not just sadness for Vi, but for every woman like her, trapped in a life with no way out. Huyen's heart ached. Without saying a word, she reached out and gently held his hand. Her eyes glowed with strength and love. "You know," she said quietly, "after everything, all the times you searched for me, I've realized something. Nothing matters more than having you here by my side. I can't imagine life without you." Her voice trembled slightly, as if she wanted to hold on to this fragile moment forever. Jay looked at her, his gaze steady and full of promise. He held her hand tighter and whispered, "No matter what happens, Huyen, I'll always be here. That's a promise." They sat in silence, letting the emotions settle in, letting their hearts speak louder than words. After a while, Huyen looked at him again, her voice gentle but certain. "Love, I want to prepare a small dinner. Just something simple to thank Tieu Huyen and Adam for everything they've done." A smile broke across Jay's face. Her thoughtfulness warmed him. "Of course," he said, his voice soft. "We'll do it for them. They deserve it." He reached into his pocket and pulled out the small stash of money he'd been saving over time. Placing it in Huyen's hands, he said warmly, "Here, take this. Go to the market later and get whatever we need. Let's make it special." Huyen tried to refuse her hands, pushing back gently. "I can't take this, Jay. I don't want you to worry about me." But Joe just looked at her, love shining in his eyes. "You don't need to worry," he replied. "We're doing this because they were there for us when we needed it most. This is the least we can do." Just then Maya, their little girl now older and full of curiosity, came over. Sitting nearby, she looked up at G with wide, innocent eyes. "Uncle Jay," she said sweetly, "I really want a bicycle." G couldn't help but smile. That simple request from such a pure heart filled him with a kind of joy he hadn't felt in years. It was moments like this that made all the struggles worth it. "If you want one, I'll get you a bike," he said with a wink, his voice warm. "Really?" Maya squealed with delight, jumping up and down. Her joy lit up the whole space. That one moment, simple, honest, and pure, wrapped everything in a gentle light. Huyen and Jay looked at each other, their hands still locked together. And in that glance, they knew, no matter what tomorrow brings, they will face it together, hand in hand, with love, hope, and a future they would build, one moment at a time. It was still early when Tieu Huyen set off for the market, a small woven basket slung over her shoulder like a trusted companion. She turned back just before leaving and smiled at Jay. Her voice was gentle but full of warmth. "I'm heading out now. Maya, be good and stay with Uncle Jay, okay?" G looked up from his work, his eyes full of quiet care. "Be careful out there," he replied. Under the soft morning sun, G was hauling bamboo poles from the creek. Sweat soaked through his shirt as he worked tirelessly, sawing through the thick stems with a steady rhythm, the sound echoing like a heartbeat of dedication. Every motion was purposeful. He wasn't just cutting wood. He was shaping a future piece by piece. Little Maya stood nearby, her heart aching as she watched him struggle. She ran over and wrapped her small arms around his waist. "Uncle Jay, are you tired?" she asked with concern in her voice. He looked down at her, smiling gently. "You're such a sweet girl, Maya. A few more days, and I'll get you into school, okay?" That promise seemed to lift the weight of the moment. With renewed energy, Jay returned to his task, the love in his heart, making the hard work feel a little lighter. From a distance, Adam appeared, walking up the path with a bag full of small gifts, tokens of gratitude for everything Jay had done. He came not just with offerings, but with the kind of joy you only share with people who've become like family. Jay smiled in surprise. "Adam, you came bearing gifts too." Adam laughed softly, slightly embarrassed. "I was near the market and thought I'd grab a few things. Something for Maya as well." Then his eyes shifted toward Tieu Huyen, soft, filled with unspoken emotion. "How have you been?" "Feeling better?" he asked. Vi returned a quiet smile, her gaze tender. "Much better, thank you." Adam's face lit up, unable to hide his happiness. A few moments passed as he took in the scene. Then he looked over to G, rolling up his sleeves. "What are you working on?" "Need a hand." Before Joe could even answer, Adam had picked up a small axe and started splitting bamboo beside him. With each swing, the two men worked in sync, building not just a home, but something much deeper: trust, purpose, and belonging. Later that afternoon, Tieu Huyen returned from the market, her basket filled to the brim. G rushed over, gently lifting the weight off her shoulders. Maya ran to her mother with sparkling eyes. "Uncle Jay, finish the bed, Mom." Huyen looked at Jay with a mixture of gratitude and awe. "You've worked so hard," she said softly. Laughter began to fill the house, genuine, joyful, and contagious. It had been a long time since Huyen had felt this kind of peace, this warmth that seemed to wrap around everyone like a soft blanket. She looked around at the people who now felt like family and smiled. "Tonight, let's all have dinner together." Then she turned and headed into the kitchen to start cooking. G nodded and called out with a grin, "Adam and I will prep the meat for grilling." And just like that, the little bamboo house came alive with laughter and chatter. In that moment, it didn't matter where they came from or what they'd been through. What mattered was here, this moment, this togetherness. It felt like a real home, one built not just from bamboo and nails, but from care, sacrifice, and love. The sky began to shift, pulling thick clouds across the horizon until a gentle rain started to fall, bringing with it a cool, calming breeze. Inside the little bamboo house, everything was ready. Adam and Huyen worked side by side, carefully skewering pieces of marinated meat, each slice fresh, seasoned just right, and arranged with care. Jay stood by the small fire, skillfully stoking the glowing coals. The orange-red embers sparked to life, casting warm flickers of light across the room. As the skewers hit the grill, a mouth-watering aroma filled the air, rich, smoky, and comforting. It drifted through the home like a quiet promise of something special. Laughter echoed between the walls, mingling with the sound of light rain tapping the roof. Outside, the world grew dim, but inside the bamboo house glowed. Soft lights were turned on, casting a golden warmth over everyone. The sound of rain became a gentle rhythm, like a lullaby, humming in the background. Each person was focused on their task, yet beneath the quiet energy was something undeniable: happiness. True, genuine joy. The skewers slowly turned golden and crisp, perfectly grilled by the teamwork of Huyen and Tieu Huyen. The table was set with care, every dish thoughtfully arranged. It wasn't just a meal, it was a celebration of survival, reunion, and love. Huyen looked around at the friends who had helped her through the darkest times. Her voice trembled slightly with emotion as she said, "Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Tieu Huyen. If it weren't for the two of you, I might never have found G again." It wasn't just a thank you. It was a truth born from hardship and healing. Her words carried weight, gratitude, admiration, and a deep connection that no hardship could erase. The little bamboo house, once just a shelter, now pulsed with warmth and love. 4 hearts that had once been scattered, searching, now sat together, laughing, sharing, healing. They didn't need much, just each other. And tonight, that was more than enough. For Jay and Huyen, this evening would live forever in memory. A night that proved love endures, that kindness matters, and that even in the hardest moments, there's always a path back home. And as the fire crackled, as the rain sang its lullaby, and as the lights glowed like tiny stars in the night, it became clear love had brought them here. Love had held them together, and love would carry them forward. So let's hold on to these moments. Let's share them. Let this story of reunion and gratitude remind us that even in life's quietest corners, there's beauty, there's connection, there's light.
Bầu trời bỗng nhiên kéo những đám mây dày đặc, và không lâu sau cơn mây nhẹ bắt đầu đổ xuống, mang theo làn gió lạnh. Trong căn nhà tre nhỏ, mọi thứ đã chuẩn bị xong xuôi. Xiên thịt nướng được Adam và Việt cẩn thận đều ra ly, để đứng bên bếp tay kéo néo nhóm lửa, viên than hầu bốc lên, tạo ra những tia sáng rực đỏ. Những xiên thịt được đặt lên bếp và mùi hương ngào ngạt từ thịt nướng bắt đầu lan tỏa khắp căn phòng nhỏ. Tiếng cười, tiếng nói rộn rã vang lên, khiến không khí càng thêm ấm mát. Trời bên ngoài cũng dần tối và ánh đèn trong căn nhà nhỏ được thắp lên, tạo nên một không gian ấm cúng nhẹ nhàng. Tiếng mưa tí tách bên ngoài như một bản nhạc du dương, làm không gian thêm phần lãng mạn, tĩnh lặng. Mọi người đều say mê trong công việc của mình, nhưng trong lòng ai cũng cảm nhận được sự hạnh phúc tràn ngập. Những xiên thịt dần chín vàng, giòn thơm, nhờ vào sự khéo léo của Huyền và Tiểu Vi, bữa cơm trên bàn đã sẵn sàng. Những món ăn được bày chu đáo thịnh soạn. Huyền nhìn những người bạn đồng hành và cô đầy sự biết ơn. Cảm ơn Adam và Tiểu Vi, nhờ vào sự giúp đỡ của hai người chị mới có thể gặp lại đệ. Lời cảm ơn của Huyền chứa đựng bao tình cảm, không chỉ là lời nói mà còn là sự trân trọng dành cho những người đã giúp đỡ cô trong suốt khoảng thời gian khó khăn.